Welcome to Toffee Blue View, your source for all things Everton. I got David and Max here. Yeah. And we're going to talk a little bit about this past season. Review the season a little bit with the end of season awards. Now, this isn't like a straight up review show because if we were, we'd be summarizing results and whatnot, and we're not really doing that. We're just going to talk about the answers to these possible awards, you know, give out our awards, and then if some memories crop up, then we'll talk about it. Pretty simple stuff. No rules. There you go. All right, so the easiest, probably the easiest question for all of us, player of the season. Is anyone disagreeing with Pickford?
No.
No.
Okay, I was like, David, who is it? David's like, looks like he's pondering things there. All right. Next, young player of the season.
I went in a different direction. I think. Obviously, Pickford was the first name I put down, but obviously, because I given player of the season, I thought I'd be a bit versatile and share the love a little bit. And I give mine to Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Just for the, you know, I always repeat myself when I talk about him, but you know, he's threw in at the deep end and expected to be our starting striker for a duration of the season, where it really should never have been the case. As you said earlier, we really missed the trick by not bringing in a replacement centre forward, and you know, the young lad had to shoulder the burden, and I think, you know, credit to him.
Yeah, I agree. Calvert-Lewin was mine. I think, as you hit the nail on the head there, certainly in that first half of the season, he was almost being relied upon as our main striker, and he contributed to a fair few goals for us as well, whether that be getting on the score sheet or assisting. And then he adapted his game a little bit to playing out wide. Maybe not everyone's cup of tea, but he done a job out there, and he's still a young lad, and he's a good lad to have on the book. So yeah, he's my young player of the year.
So we didn't plan this, so I thought I was just going to give it to Pickford and move on. But because they've gone in a totally different direction, and I want to fit in with the team, I'm going to say Holgate, because I think I wanted him to start at center back all season long.
Yeah.
I'm angry he got injured and was unable to play pretty much the rest of the season, because I thought he deserved to. I thought he's one of our strongest center back pairings, and I was angry when he started seeing the bench more. So I'm going to give it to Holgate just because I want to be contrarian. There's that.
Big word there from Gerry.
That's right. Yes. I'm in the Word of the Day Club. I always use the word that I learned in the morning. So, next, goal of the season.
It's got a feeling it's gonna be a clean sweep again, isn't it?
Yeah. I'll start it off. Rooney against West Ham. I think it's no break. It's one of the best goals I've ever seen.
Honourable mention: Sigurdsson against Swansea.
Yeah. Well, Sigurdsson against
Southampton in Europe. You know, just Sigurdsson.
Yeah, who
was it hijack split?
Yeah, well,
split, wasn't it?
That was an important goal, that. So that's up there, but just for the pure technique of not taking a touch and off the floor, really is mine.
Yeah. Honorable mention is the Sigurdsson goal against hijack split. Rooney's goal, just because they play it all the time here in America. Yeah. I see it. It's great.
Yeah.
So, next, signing of the season.
Yeah, going to be a clean sweep again.
I got to say Pickford.
Yeah, I agree. Pickford, yeah.
I mean, I don't know if anybody really comes close except for down below a little bit more Sigurdsson, you know? But he was injured for the end of the season, so it's kind of, you know what I mean? But this is,
Yeah. I feel like Sigurdsson had a really good, say if you split the season into thirds, I feel like he had a real good middle third.
Exactly.
After slow, worked very hard, started becoming vital, but then got injured.
Yep.
Yeah.
Agreed. Definitely with you. So, next, worst player of the season.
Sandro Ramirez.
Sandro.
completely jumped ship. Spoke, told me everything I needed to know about his attitude and his mentality.
It's a fair point.
It was a great opportunity. Young lad, had a really good. I think it was the under-23s Euros. He had a cracking Euros. Always kind of was one of those players with a bit of buzz around his name, coming from Barcelona. Did well at Malaga, and tried to. We were in his corner for a fair good few months, saying he hasn't been given his due opportunities, and we did say when he did play, he didn't really take his opportunities. His hold-up play was poor. He didn't really link up particularly well, and he jumped ship back to his homeland and says he doesn't want to come back. And
it's a captain's mentality. You haven't heard Klassen say anything, have you? And he's had a tough spell as well. But yeah, it's kind of like this. I don't want to go back. I've had me 6 months there. It didn't work out, so I'm off. Rather than kind of proving a point. So be it.
Yeah, initially I'd written down Klassen, but I don't necessarily. I don't know. You convinced me with Sandro's attitude. You're right. The only reason I thought maybe I was trying to think about who has contributed the least this season, and it did seem like Sandro got an assist in preseason or something, but Klassen got an assist in one of our games early. I'm trying to remember which one. It looked almost accidental, but he did get one. So yeah,
I think he was involved in a very good movement for the Stoke.
The Rooney goal against.
There was that. There was one that was he passed it to somebody who was. It was a little combination. He was around the 18.
I think it was a Europa League game.
Yeah, when we fielded all the kids.
Yeah.
Jeez, but yeah, I give it to Sandro.
We are worst player, aren't we? Not worst transfer.
It's player, yes.
Yeah. So it was a toss-up for me between two, but I'm going to go with Balassi. Keane is a close second, but for me, Balassi's just been an utter disappointment. He's contributed next to nothing, and he, unlike the other two, he has played a lot of football this year. Chance after chance. He kept Lookman out on the bench, and eventually we've lost him for 6 months, maybe long term. We don't know yet. Instead, we've kept playing him week in, week out, and he's just been shocking. And he's been shown up by the San and the Walcott, who's I suppose you could argue, I don't know, that the wingers aren't they? I know they're a little bit different styles, but Walcott's come in and had an instant impact. Whereas Balassi's just been utter turd.
Yeah, I thought about Balassi because he's been my worst performer over the past 5 weeks, I think. Yeah. It's been really rough. The only reason I didn't say him is because he's got a goal and an assist, and I was taking it too literally, if that makes sense. I was basically saying who has literally not helped us at all, and Balassi's been rough, really has.
I feel like if you've had a lot more playing time, then you've had a lot more opportunities to.
That's fair. That's really fair. Yeah. Okay, so next, biggest waste of money.
Spoiled for choice here, aren't we?
Yeah.
Yes, we are.
I think it's got to go to these severance packages that we're handing out left, right, and centre. The first one came. I mean, I'm just winding the clock back a little bit. The one that we gave out to Martinez, went to court and had to be settled and ended up being around 10 million, and that kind of repeated itself with we had the Holland wage dispute with Koeman. I think that was about 6 million a year, and Allardyce now something like 9 million for 18 months. He's earning more than the likes of Simeone, Pochettino, Emery, and nothing can justify that for me.
What do you think, David?
I'd still refer it to a player, and I'd probably lean towards Keane, because it sounds like I've got my own I hate Keane fan club, and I haven't at all, but I just expected so much, and we paid, what was it, 20 odd million for them? Yeah, I'm pretty sure we could have got a solid, consistent centre back for that price elsewhere.
Mhm.
So, in terms of wasting money, we've wasted 20 odd million, and we haven't bought a suitable centre back.
So, I've got two different answers here, all right? And this doesn't have to be a player, as Max demonstrated. So I think if you ask me at the end of this season, I say Clausen just because of the money spent. The money spent based on output. I think we spent less on Sandro, so we spent a good 15 million less on Sandro at least. And we got almost about the same amount of playing time out of Clausen for the same amount of results. And that's 15 million more. So at the end of the season, I think Clausen is my biggest waste of money. But I actually have faith that he'll end up being more worth it after next season. So after next season, I will look back and I will say the fact that we gave Sam an 18-month contract instead of a 6-month, which clearly he had us over a barrel. We know why we gave him that. But still, we're going to have to give him a lot of money at the end of the season, and it's just going to be a shame. And I feel like that will have been wasted money. Yeah. Anyway.
I feel like whilst we're on the subject of honourable mentions, we can, although it wasn't employed this season, we can give an honourable mention to the biggest waste of money in paying Steve Walsh's salary for this season, because obviously he's just been a complete and utter disappointment. Like everything, it's the buzzword at the moment, isn't it? In these videos, but even as the purchases that have looked good, the likes of Walcott, they haven't been these hidden gems that we were expecting. And this kind of excellent scouting network, like any club outside the top 6 in the Premier League would snap down enough to get the old Walcott. And Tosin isn't that. I suppose is it a little bit of a gamble, maybe, but he's played in the Champions League. He's a hero in Besiktas, so chances are he's going to do well. So I just don't think there's any scouting notes that's kind of made his salary worthwhile.
Yeah, I'll be curious as to if he sticks around in a different role, which I think it's very possible he might. It's a little bit of a demotion, but he's really going back to a role he's more comfortable with.
Yeah.
So, so next, what was your worst moment of this season?
I've got one.
I've got one, and I don't think I think we might all have different ones. Oddly enough.
Yeah, I think we will. I've got quite a unique one because I remember the sheer level of embarrassment and anger I felt when Rooney gave the ball away for Man United's first goal at Goodison. That really deflated me, because I just thought, Rooney coming back, he's going to have all these landmark moments. We saw his goal in his first game back, his first goal in the Merseyside derby, his first hat-trick at Goodison, but he sets up his old club to go in front against us, and that was just probably the biggest facepalm moment of the season for me.
David?
Yeah. Go on, Gerry. I feel like we always get first dibs, and you're kind of left with the scrap. So go on.
So, the angriest I got this season, and this is basically a whole game, because I felt like the whole game was one long shitty moment. All right, but Atalanta away.
Yeah, it's so funny.
Yeah. That was the worst. I actually had a little hope. I had a little European hope. And that just crushed it.
Yeah.
It was so bad. I don't know if we did anything right that day. That was embarrassing to go on.
It was a reality check, wasn't it? It made you think, shit, we're not even going to do anything in Europe this year.
It was so bad. And I was expecting to see, okay, Koeman's going to make something happen now. No. That was the worst. And it pisses me off thinking about it. Like my brain's bubbling right now. I'm so angry.
Yeah.
Oh, it's terrible. All right, David, what do you got?
Yeah, well, funny enough, mine is also the same opposition, but it's that 5-1 at home. we're not talking a good side here. We're talking on the European scale anyway. We're talking like European minnows, really. They're not even a massive club in Italy. To get done 5-1 on your own backyard is just utterly embarrassing. But I agree with that 3-0. Weirdly, you'd expect a 5-1 to trump it, but for me, they're both level because, as you two just touched on, it was at that moment I thought, holy shit, we are bad and we are going to fuck. Because we'd had these bad seasons with Martinez, but when we had the Europa League alongside it, if you remember, we were fantastic in it. We were struggling in the league, but we were like winning the group and, doing really well. And I was hoping for something similar this season. And when we got stuffed by them, I thought, oh shit. So yeah, I think that was it. But the 5-1, that was an utter embarrassment. Like, I just couldn't believe Atalanta will win at Goodison 5-1.
Yeah, and honorable mention to Apollon at home, us giving up that late goal. That was
that basically killed us.
Yeah. European nights, not so great this time, huh? Also, John, who runs the Toffee Blues account, mentioned we need to mention the Lyon at Goodison.
Yeah, the brawl,
where man with baby takes swing at keeper. All right. That's a thing that happened, and that actually may have been a headline, the exact headline. So yeah, that Ashley Williams, folks. That was when he still had some fire.
Yeah.
All right, so that was our worst moment. Now let's try to end with some positives, guys. Try to dig deep.
Everyone is, they're just like, oh.
Yeah, I know. Everybody's like, well, they've already made us feel like shit. Well, yeah. But we're trying to round it out,
Come on, we'll get some between us.
Best moment or the least shit moment of the season for you?
Extra time against Watford. Where it was what you love Everton for, isn't it, really? Completely under the cosh, 2-0 down, and the last few minutes to completely turn the result on its head.
Mm-hmm.
It was a good feeling. I think an honourable mention goes to Cenk Tosun at Stoke away.
Yeah.
Where I think that was where we really kind of thought, okay, he's definitely the starting forward. But as you say, there's been very few this season.
Yeah.
I agree with that. And Watford for me was the only real highlight. I think if just in the interest of giving a different answer, I'd probably give the same as Max. But in the interest of giving a different answer, Leicester 2-1 at home was probably a big one for me because we looked like we were just spiralling back into that kind of relegation battle. Which Coleman obviously come back, and we did really need a win just to settle ourselves down, and there was kind of no backup of sacking and bringing in a new manager at that point, so that was a massive result. So it was great to win that one. So probably, as I said, in the interest of giving different answer, I thought Watford. I thought Leicester was a good one at home, 2-1.
I'm gonna give a cliche answer. I'm going to say the win over West Ham at Goodison. Just because we didn't have a lot of matches where we just beat their ass. You know what I mean? And that was one, where we just absolutely just ground them down. And it was, and we saw goals. We saw a game with like more than 2 goals from us, which is unheard of, this season. And I just remember the glee watching Rooney slap that ball in beyond midfield. It was, that was mine. One of my buddies is a West Ham supporter. That was nice. So I wish. Yeah.
And in fairness, when we rolled into that game, we were both really struggling, weren't we? And it was kind of someone needs a win out of these two teams, and it just so happens that it was nice to be on the side of the fence that won comfortably for a change, rather than always being the opposite, you know. So
yeah, the penalty. I think there was a penalty save from Jordan Pickford in that game as well, wasn't it? Because it was as if, you know, everything that West Ham threw at us, we were just saying, nah, fucking have a bit of this.
Like nah.
Yeah.
The only thing that changed things was the looming specter in the crowd. That was the big Sam Allardyce, who was there, who likes to take credit for that one. He likes to take credit for that result.
Yeah.
His pre-team talk made all the difference. Pre-match talk.
Yeah.
Yep. Of course. So, manager of the season. We've had 3. Yeah. Who do you want to choose, guys?
Pep Guardiola.
I'll go. I was gonna go first. I'll just get it out of the way. I'm gonna say Unsworth. I'm just gonna say it, just because some of the moments you were just describing, like we were just talking about, came under him. All right. Also, he did. You know, he's got a lot of his players coming up from U23s. I know that's not fair, but you know what I mean. So yeah, I say Unsworth just because he's the only one I sort of like out of the 3.
Yeah. If it was on who we like, then yeah. But unpopular choice, I think Allardyce has done the best.
Yeah.
With him.
Yeah.
You don't want to give him credit, but it sounds like we contradict ourselves, because one minute we're saying, you know, we weren't going to get relegated. Then the next minute, I'm about to say, you know, we were in trouble. And as I said, I don't for one second think we were ever going to go down. But I think we made it a lot more comfortable than we thought we were going to make it at one point. You know, we were counting points in games in December. And when you look at it, we were pretty much done and dusted, safe by like February. So I think he deserves some credit for that.
Yeah, he's swallowing your pride there, really. I was searching for moments, you know, in the short time the Koeman had around the start of the season, but there's literally nothing you can really credit him for, is there really?
No.
He did shit in it. He done bloody awful in the transfer window, and you've got to give credit where credit's due for Allardyce, because as I said earlier, that run of games that we had when he first came in kind of saved our asses, really.
And he's made a knack of winning games when they matter, like that Leicester game I talked about. You know, we needed to win, and we did. And I suppose it was nice not to get tonked by Liverpool this year, you know. But I said we are clutching straws.
Yeah, you guys are better men than I, because for me, the best I can do for Allardyce is it wasn't as bad as it could have been. You know what I mean? Like that's really, I can't bring myself, I don't know. Because the difference is, Unsworth, for me, he thought the club should have been winning every game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I guess that's like, if I had a choice for one that I wanted to build on for the future, that would be him. But if I got one I want to save the club, I go Allardyce. You know what I mean? It's, what a crap. See, y'all made me feel crappy for picking Unsworth. Because Allardyce, it's not as bad as it could have been.
All your own choice, and I just think he just needs, begrudgingly, needs a little bit of credit, because we're fair. You know, we'll give him a stick when he deserves it, but when we have the chance, we'll give some credit.
I feel like under Koeman, that was where the wedge and the divide between the club and the fans really started to happen, and I think alluding to the meaning behind Gerry's pick is that connection kind of was reignited under Unsworth, wasn't it? Really, we kind of we felt like we were Evertonians again, and we felt like there was a mentality at the club that was the right mentality to have.
Yeah. I mean, if you're going to be pragmatic, you guys are picking the right answer. By the way, if we're being Allardyce-esque, you guys are picking the right answer. So, all right, last question. Who's the best player? Who's our best player on our squad? Who is the best?
who will go on to become the best player, or who is currently the best player?
I think if you were to assign numerical values to the most valuable player on your whole team,
We're going for the MVP.
I guess it would have to be that. I don't know. I'm just trying to think about on the world scale, if there was a team in the far away that wanted to just handpick our players, who's the first one they would pick? It doesn't matter position, whatever.
By the way, if you want us to start us off.
Yeah, go on.
I think.
Go ahead.
Oh, go on.
No, go ahead. I didn't understand what you said. Go ahead.
I think Gylfi Sigurdsson.
Bingo.
I think he, on paper, is our best player. So yeah.
What do you and you agree?
Yeah, yeah. I'm thinking about it. If we're going at basketball style MVP, you've probably got to be Pickford. But in terms of best footballer and best player that we've got, it's got to be. I think it's Sigurdsson. Myself.
I think on paper, it's Idrissa Gueye. Just because of the stats.
That's a good show for me.
Actually, yeah. I'm a big advocate of Gueye. I'm always the kind of one that says if you kind of picked him out of our squad and put him in a top 6 squad, I think he'd probably do the best out of any player that you drop in. Because I feel like it's kind of, his dynamic approach, he just basically runs his arse off and is effective at it. I think that's kind of, I think going forward, he's the first name down on the team sheet. And I think Sigurdsson's adaptability wouldn't be as smooth. We saw he struggled to, as Dave said, we kind of that first third, he struggled to adapt to being out on the left, didn't he, at first? And I see your point, definitely.
I think for me, it's more just a bias in the sense that I don't love players who, and it's ludicrous because it's the position, it's like me moaning at a left back, but I don't love players who sit in that holding role in midfield just for the fact that they don't do enough going forward. But I know that, as I said, it's ludicrous because everybody has a position to play, but midfield's kind of traditionally a jack of all trades, and when they're playing in that anchor position, they don't really contribute as much going forward. That's probably why he wouldn't get the heads up for me, but I can understand the reasoning.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the stats for interceptions and all that stuff, he's really high. That's why I was thinking about statistics and all that. On paper, I would give it to him. I agree. I don't think he's not the best in terms of combination play around the box. It's a miracle when he scores a goal. It's a miracle. But I think he's one of those players who we just need to surround with people that are going to create more.
Yeah, I think he's indispensable to our side, really.
But yeah,
if we are gonna push on, then definitely you think he'd be the man that's first down in midfield.
Yeah, I would say we talk about Sigurdsson, Pickford, Gueye. These are players who I think are our strongest. The ones that are worth the most. All that. So.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I believe that is all for the Toffee Blue View End of Season Awards. All right. I think that's it. Really quick, we have a caption contest. Please check out this image. I know it's difficult to look at for longer than a couple seconds. You can still see it when you shut your eyes, but it is Big Sam with his hand to his forehead. Maybe it's an image you like. He looks like he's in distress. Just saying. So, put what your caption is. Put it down in the comments. We'll pick our favorites and make a segment about it either later this week, next week, something like that. All right? So, there's that. And we have one more video to do about our favorite, the best 11 players. So, we're going to go do that one. All right? Bye.
Let's go.